So I re-downloaded Snapchat a few days ago, right? I do this like every couple of months where I'm like, I kind of miss Snapchat. Let me re-download it. Let me see like my memories and stuff because I have a lot of memories on Snapchat. So that's really the only reason why I keep coming back to it because I have pictures and videos on there that I don't have anywhere else, and it would take really too long for me to like export everything out. So I just figure I'll just leave it on Snapchat. I'll delete it every like once in a while, re-download it, and I'm re-downloading it, and I see flashbacks from 2018, like exactly this time, but like 5 years ago, and it was essentially the start of my self improvement journey, the start of me trying to change my life. Because if you don't know, prior to 2018, I remember telling my teachers, bro, like my math teacher at the time, I told him, like, he was asking me about like colleges I'm gonna apply to, and I straight up looked at his face and I told him, I don't really care about college because I don't see myself being alive within the next 5 years, like realistically speaking. And because it's like I feel like a failure. I feel like I have nothing to offer to the world, and all I do with my time is smoke and play video games. And it's like if I'm not doing any of those other things, then I'm probably sleeping or I'm eating a bunch of junk food to make me feel better, like fill this void that I'm constantly like experiencing, like during my day to day. And so really felt like I had no future. And I felt like even if I did like somehow get lucky, somehow manage to get into university, get some good like grades, get like a decent job, make a nice living for myself, I felt like that would just be it. And it's like I'd have like nothing else going for myself. Even then, when I did start self improvement, I had to drop out of university because I'm failing on my classes and I just can't take it. I just can't handle improving my mental state of being and taking on school. And like I'm really broke, so I'm trying to work like this part time job, but I can't like focus. And it's like I'd make money and I'd lose it just as fast as I made it, right? So it really felt like nothing was changing even after I've discovered self improvement, even after I'm watching these videos about like top 7 ways to change your life, do this, practice meditating, journal every night. And it really made no difference for me in the beginning. But I kept at it because I figured I have nothing else to lose. What else am I going to lose? Like, my life is already terrible the way it is. And I realized that I can either do nothing and nothing changes, or I can at least try something. And at least, like, if I try something and I have a 1% chance of changing something, that's at least better than not doing anything at all. You know what I'm saying? So I figured I might try it, and I stuck to it for 5 years. And it's like, it's been a brutal 5 years, like, a lot of ups and downs, a lot of losses, and like a lot of wins too. But I realized, like, looking back, had I not stuck it to it, had I not actually like stuck to my goals, stuck to like my will of becoming better every single day, I wouldn't be where I am now. Like, yo, I talked about this a lot in like previous videos, but I couldn't speak to public. I couldn't speak in public, bro. Like, I couldn't speak to people like in my class up on stage, not on stage, up like when I'm giving a presentation. I would have my teachers do presentations for me. I would have my sister order Starbucks for me. I would like every time we had like some event to go to with my family, or like we're just going out and about like doing shopping and wherever. I would like I'd have a hoodie on, I'd have earphones on, so it's like I'm listening to music and I'm like mentally tuned out, trying to make myself as small as possible because I just don't want to deal with the world. And now I'm here talking to like all these people online, and I have people telling me about how I really like impacted their lives, and it really kind of feels weird. I'm not gonna lie, but it just goes to show like if you actually improve on yourself and work on yourself to become better, you will change, and your future self is depending on it. Because there's nobody in this world you need to make happy. You don't need to make your parents happy, although you should try. You should actually do your best to like respect your parents, take care of your parents. It doesn't necessarily mean like you have to make it your mission to make them happy. Like, you're gonna do stuff that like makes them upset, you're gonna do stuff that they don't necessarily agree with, but at the end of the day, it's your life. You gotta live your life. You don't have to make your friends happy. If you have friends that don't actually support you and uplift you, leave them behind. You don't need them. And it doesn't matter how much history you have, bro. Like, I have a friend who I've tried reaching out to like so many times. The dude blocked my number, and it's like actually kind of crazy because like I'm trying to help this dude, but he doesn't want help, and it's like you just kind of have to let things go. Forget about all these people in your life. They're important people, But the person you should be focusing on, the person you should focus your attention to, is your future self, because your future self is depending on you right now. Your future self is depending on you to stay consistent with your goals, stay consistent to the grind, stay consistent to improving your life, because the only person who can change your future self's life is you. And so like you can decide to like, I'm not really feeling it. I don't want to really improve myself. I kind of like being depressed all the time. I kind of like not being able to talk to people. So I'm just going to keep doing that. I'm just going to stay home all the time, not interact with my society, not interact with like people, make friends or whatever. I'm just going to stay home and be a bum. And you could do that. Like you have like, no, you don't need anybody's permission to be a bum. But if you want to be a bum, then you can't be upset if your future self is a bum too. If you're like 10 years in the future, you keep doing the same thing and you're still a bum and you wonder why like your life hasn't changed, because your future self depended on you to not be a bum, but you didn't change anything about it. And so now you're still a bum. Because think of it this way, like people like to argue if we have free will or not. The way I see it is that our life is like a video game. Our life, we have, in video games, we have like multiple endings to a game, like Red Dead Redemption. This is the first one I think about. It's like there's a good ending and there's a bad ending, and your actions depend on which ending you get. You get the good ending if you're a good person. You have like high honor. You're like trying to be like a good man, right? In this video game where like you're helping civilians and stuff. You're actually doing like the right stuff, or like you have like the right morals, right? Or you could get the bad ending if you do the opposite of that. If you're shooting every single person around you, you're doing the utmost immoral acts in this game, then you're going to be given the bad ending. And it's like whatever ending you get is determined by your current actions. Now you can choose which actions you choose, but either way, it's already programmed like which ending you're going to get depending on your actions. So like you have free will, like doing whatever you want in the game, but the endings are programmed. So like your life is exactly the same way. Like you can do whatever you want with your life. You can go make friends. You can like start reading more books. You can start focusing on your physical health, your mental health, your spiritual health, making connections with other people, like trying to improve your life little by little, like taking like as many steps towards it to your goals as possible. And eventually you're going to have the good ending that you want, the ending that's like you can't get it unless you take action now on working towards it. Or you can have the bad ending by doing the exact opposite, by doing exactly what you're doing now. It's like not taking action, whatever. But whichever one you choose, both choices are pre-written. There's been so many times in my life where I wish I know what I know now, so that I can go back in time and tell my younger self, like, bro, don't do this, don't make this decision, do this instead. And if I did, it would completely change my life. Like I would be like in a much higher place than I am now. But I can't do that. I can't go back in time and change it. All I can do is like focus on what can I do now to make my future self's lives better. So I can look back and be like, thank you, Aman. Thank you for doing this in 2023, so that I can be in a better place where I am now. Because like your future self is depending on you. Nobody's gonna come and save you, and that's like really the harsh truth. People have too much going on in their lives to come and save you, to help you out. Like they can sacrifice some time for you, they can like make some time just to help you out, but realistically, like everybody can't spend all their time helping you. Your parents can do as much as they want to help you. They can't like force you to become successful. Your friends can't force you to become successful. The only person who can do that is you. Like looking back, I'm so glad I spent the 5 years just working on myself continuously. Like I've had times where I wanted to give up. I wanted to stop self-improvement. I felt like self-improvement is such a scam, because it just felt like it's making my life worse than it already was. Because now like I already knew my life sucked, but now that I know that my life can be better, it makes me feel like it's even worse than it was before. And I'd beat myself, and I like constantly beat myself up for it's like I'm on self-improvement. I go like 7 days straight just like meditating, because I've heard like meditating is really good for you. And then on the 8th day I messed up and I feel like, man, nothing's changing. Like why do I even bother? It doesn't mean I'm perfect. Like I still like have a lot of room for growth, but compared to where I was like 5 years ago, like it's been like a big difference. It's easier said than done, of course, because we know like how hard it is to change your lives. Like you know how hard it was to go to the gym for the first time. Like you didn't want to go back after the first workout that you hit in the gym. You didn't want to meditate like another minute after your first time meditating. Or it's like you know how hard it is to like fight off these like withdrawals that you get from smoking, because like you know you want to quit, but you just like get these constant urges to smoke. Like it's difficult, I know, but that's why you're so heavily rewarded once you actually persevere. So I'll leave this action step for you to think about, like what can you do today to move you like forwards to like making your future self proud, making yourself, making the version of yourself 5 years into the future proud, proud of the work that you're doing right now. Because it's like the results won't show for like another 5 years, but it's just like a seed. You know, when you plant a seed, you plant the seed, you water it every single day, you give it sunshine every single day, and it will take a week before it even starts sprouting, another month before like you get flowers, and then another month before you get any fruits or vegetables or whatever. You're just like a plant. You might not see any progress right now, but you just have to keep working at it. You need to keep focus and perseverance so that you can actually bloom.